I'm gonna give you guys my best. Who was this dude from Nova Scotia? Chode. It's Sunday. I fucking can't stand that dude, but I still watch because I like watching like a slow train wreck. So I'm gonna flip the camera real fast and talk to you guys about what I got going on in the Buick today. So obviously, I just mentioned my real dislike for Chode. So I just like to watch for the train wreck effect. But I dug out all the old filler that was in here and whatever lead was left over, and I put a coat of fiberglass reinforced filler in here and sanded it smooth. Now we're going to be ready for a little coat of body filler, and that should be all it takes. I sanded this down. I didn't sand down last time. There was this like crack in the lead that I took all the way down for the most part, right in that critical area where the seams meet. You could still see a layer of lead there, but it should be good. And then from here, I'm going to do a skim coat up until like here, but then we still got like low spots here and like here, but that'll all be on my last skim coat of filler to blend everything together. I was going to go ahead and fix this dent, and this dent, but you know what? It's a little deeper than I'd like to fill, so I have to bring my stud gun home and pull that out with the pins. So, again, I do everything kind of like in bite-sized portions because and I don't come out here and work every day. This will be probably like the 4th time I've worked on this car, with the most time put into this car at once being on the fenders. So I feel like I need like a Pepsi hat and a bunch of random shit everywhere if I'm going to be Chode. But I smoothed out the whole fender, all the epoxy primer that was on there. There's still a couple of little low spots, but I'm not going to worry about those. Not for now, at least. I'm going to put feather fill on the fenders once I'm done with the roof. Once I'm done with the roof, I'm going to go ahead and put feather fill on the fenders, which, if you guys don't know, feather fill is polyester primer. It's like spraying body filler. I think I mentioned that before. It doesn't really shrink. And it gives you a really thick film. So it's like almost like putting a super nice, super tight skim coat of body filler to flow everything together. Now, when you guys see car shows and they mud them front to back, that is also for that reason. It gives you a really good substrate because you got filler over metal and fiberglass and welds and everything. So a lot of car shows are done that. A lot of show cars are done that way. Not only to get the body super flat and level, it's the only way you're going to do it. So when people out there say like, we used to do it with lead back in our day, you tell those boomers to go pound sand. Sorry, boomers, there's some really old mentalities that just will not die, and these people do not understand it. And I'm sorry if I offend you, but I really don't care. I have done a little bit of lead work in my day, and it does take quite a bit of talent, but plastic body filler is safer, it's easier, it's even more foolproof than lead, because of lead, if you don't prep it right, you don't etch it right, it will pop. And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but for me, my comfort, what I do, I'm using filler, and I use it lightly, as I showed you guys in some of the earlier ones. My only reason for having a problem with Mr. Chode in Nova Scotia is that dude he's like backyard work at best, but I'm not talking like backyard like hobbyist work. I'm talking like backyard like Neanderthal work, I guess. And I mean, I don't think he's ever done a car that I like. They all look really ugly. How this guy got famous is beyond me. I guess people like the rudimentary thing of his whole like in the wilderness crap, and it's just hideous. And it's just like, that guy overuses filler. I will say that. Definitely overuses it. Claims he doesn't, but yeah, they're mud buggies. So either way, yeah, that's been the thorn in my side lately. It's a really weird term to use there, but I've been I follow the guy because, again, I like a good train wreck. But there's some unique things there that you can pick up. I'm not going to completely dog the guy. So this is more of a rant video, I guess. But either way, I'm coming out here to finish up the seams that I told you guys I was going to dig out. So what I used for that before I forget, is this is one of like the best tools you could ever buy. If you work in a body shop, this is the Crud Thug. I don't care who makes it. This is an expensive tool, but it is very worth it. It grinds paint off, but mainly I actually use this tool for weld prep. When we do like russet welds, plug welds, this will get in there and really clean it up to get a nice weld. So I really like this tool to remove sealers and rust and really thick stuff or thin stuff, soft stuff that'll fly off. This is the tool for that. And I finished it off with the grinder, and then of course the DA. And of course I don't use any real heavy grit. I will use 36 on fiberglass, but I don't usually use it on filler. Main reason being is if you shape out your, again, old school stuff, a lot of guys will hit it with a cheese grater, 36 grit, and they'll put filler over it. That stuff will shrink. So I like to put my filler over 80. I think I also mentioned that in another video. But once these little details are done, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the quarter panel. There's a little bit of work left on the deck lid. I found a couple little low spots last time, like here. You could see the shaded portion. These are two little low spots here. I got a swipe, no big deal. I may do those today. And there's also a little ding here. Probably do those today, and those will be all done. Moving along here, and then once that's done, I can move on to the doors. I have my patches for the doors. Really, really cool. Again, my dad worked for a place that did chemical stripping, derusting, and sandblasting. So I actually got some donor doors and cut off the front. My patches are going to need patches, but the most important part is that we have nice, crisp edges to work with. I could shape them, but I am not a stamping machine, and I wanted to keep everything as original and close to as possible. So I dropped those off actually at my dad's today. It is Father's Day. If you're a dad, happy Father's Day. I went to go visit. Actually, my dad stopped by the shop today because I was working on a friend's vehicle. It took me a couple hours to get it squared away. And then my dad came by, we did some work on his car, and then I went back over to their place and drove a half hour because I forgot to give him the patches to take over to his old work, which they still take care of him there, so that's cool. I got access to that stuff. And so the doors are going to be next once this work is done, and after I feather fill the fenders at least, I want to get those in feather fill. And then I'm going to do the doors, get those in feather fill. And then I have to do the trunk or the roof and the quarters in portions because my compressors are 30 gallons, so know your obstacles. I will not paint a car in here, but for priming and edging and all that stuff, I will use my 30 gallon. It's totally fine. 30 gallon will not keep up for a complete car. It won't. It'll constantly work and you'll get moisture. But if you do it in nibbles, it might work, but it's hard to do panel paint. So either way, I made this long enough. I'll let you guys go. Just what I got going on. Doors are coming up. That's going to be really cool how I do that because I've never done it that way. I've done it on newer cars for rust repairs, but never on older cars. So I'm kind of adapting something that I've used on newer cars on older cars, and I'm sure other people have done it as well. Nothing new. I've never personally done that technique on something like that. So then once that's done, we'll do the quarter panels, and then this thing is going to be ready for its date for the block party, so we can get everything block sanded, find all the little imperfections that I didn't reveal possibly or that were possibly missed. And this is why you do your big work, you prime, you block, you find your little imperfections, then you prime and block again, and if they're good, then you're done. So usually most cars will at minimum see 2 sessions of priming and blocking. And again, when you're blocking, you're removing a lot of material, so it is a little redundant, but it is necessary if you want a good finish. So on that note, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. It's Copper Cutlass. Happy Father's Day. Screw Bad Chode. See you guys later.